Every company has that one person, right? The one who just knows how everything really works. But what happens when that expert decides to retire or moves on? All that knowledge, all those little tricks of the trade, they usually just walk right out the door with them. Well, today, we're going to dive into how companies are using some pretty cool augmented reality to capture that expertise before it's gone for good.
So here's what we're looking at. First, we'll dig into this problem of the vanishing expert. Then we'll introduce the idea of a digital mentor as the solution. After that, we'll break down how this tech actually captures the knowledge, how it guides a brand new employee, and finally, we'll look at the incredible results this is having for businesses.
All right, let's kick things off with a problem that probably keeps a lot of managers and business leaders up at night.
Really think about it for a second. It's so much more than just an empty desk. It's like a chunk of the company's collective brain just disappears, a void where all that critical, hard-won knowledge used to live. And that creates this huge and often totally hidden cost.
This is what we call corporate memory. And yeah, it's basically the secret sauce. It's not the stuff you find in the official training manuals. It's that gut feeling, that intuitive knack for how to handle a tricky machine or solve a problem that nobody else can. Honestly, it's one of the most valuable assets a company has, but you'll almost never see it on a balance sheet.
And here's where it gets messy. This priceless corporate memory, it's often trapped in some dusty binder, scribbled on a random post-it note, or worse, it only exists in someone's head. So when a new person joins, their training is all over the place. It's totally inconsistent, and that leads to mistakes, inefficiency, and, let's be real, a whole lot of frustration.
Okay, but what if you could bottle that expertise? What if you could give every single new employee a perfect digital mentor to guide them step by step? Well, that's exactly where this AR SOP solution comes into play.
Meet the AR SOP. Now, this isn't just another boring document. Think of it as an interactive, augmented reality guide. An expert does a task just once, and the system records everything, their movements, their voice notes, their little warnings, and it creates this flawless digital blueprint for absolutely anyone to follow. The difference here is just it's night and day. On one side, you've got the old way, total chaos, scattered notes, lost knowledge. And on the other, a standardized, centralized library that's there forever. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a complete transformation. The big idea here is that knowledge stops being something an employee just rents to the company and instead becomes a permanent asset the company actually owns.
So you might be wondering, how does this magic actually happen? How do you capture the ghost, the expert's actual knowledge, their movements, their insights, and get it into the machine?
It's actually way simpler than you'd think. The expert puts on a pair of smart glasses or even just uses a tablet, and they just do their job like they normally would. As they work, the system is recording their actions, and they can add voice notes in real time. Things like, hey, be careful here, this part is super fragile, or make sure you hear a click at this step. Then boom, one button press, and it's saved and ready for the whole team.
And this, right here, this is the whole point. You're creating a single source of truth. There are no more arguments about the right way to do something. The expert's proven method is now the gold standard, and it's accessible to anyone, anytime they need it.
Okay, so the knowledge is captured. That's awesome. But the real test, of course, is how well a new person can actually use it. So let's look at this whole journey from their point of view.
So, picture this. A new employee walks up to that same complicated machine. They pull up the procedure on a device, and bam, digital instructions are projected right onto their workspace. They can see exactly where to turn a dial, which button to press. They're literally guided by the virtual hands and the voice of the expert. It's like learning from the master, even if that master retired 6 months ago.
And the results are immediate. They're powerful. The knowledge is saved, the process is standardized, and the new hire nails it on their very first try. But here's the kicker, the real bonus. The system is also gathering data on how the task is performed. It can see how long each step takes or where people tend to hesitate. That gives you incredible insights to make the process even better over time. It creates this amazing cycle of constant improvement.
This all sounds fantastic, but let's talk about the bottom line. What's the actual measurable impact this has on a business?
Well, the efficiency gains are just massive. We're seeing companies create these standard operating procedures 5 to 10 times faster. Think about that. Forget spending weeks or months writing a dense manual that nobody's ever going to read. An expert can create a dynamic visual guide in the same amount of time it takes them to just do their job one time.
And this chart, this really says it all.
This is the first-time right rate. With traditional training, maybe you get it right 65% of the time. With AR guidance, that number skyrockets to 95%. That is a huge reduction in errors, in wasted materials, in rework. It is the difference between guessing and knowing.
So when you put it all together, the business wins are crystal clear. New hires get up to speed way faster, the quality of work is more consistent no matter who's doing it, the company's digital brain gets smarter every single day. And all of that means less waste and a much healthier bottom line.
So I'll leave you with this final kind of fascinating question. When you have a tool that can capture and transfer complex skills so perfectly, it really changes the game, doesn't it? Maybe being an expert in the future isn't just about holding all the knowledge in your head. Maybe it's about being the best person to share it, to scale it, and to build that digital memory for everyone else. What do you think?